Here with columnist Bob Robb, I'm Richard Rellis, and there have been attempts to pass some version of the DREAM Act for decades now. And Bob, you think the Republicans are taking a political risk in sort of trying to defeat what seems to be a standalone bill that has a chance.
I do. I think Republicans have a sense that the immigration debate has turned their way and they can ride that into the 2022 election. And I think in many respects right now, they do have the upper hand politically regarding immigration based upon the mess that's occurring at the southern border. But I think their obstruction of a standalone bill for dreamers, young people who came to this country illegally as children, they have no culpability in the violation of our immigration laws that caused them to be here, could negate or reverse that advantage. The poor dreamers have been treated as pawns in the immigration policy debate by both sides, but it appears that the Democrats are ready to go ahead and separate them from the rest of the immigration policy debate, give them the legal status that they should receive. And Republicans almost overwhelmingly voted against it in the House. They couldn't stop it in the House, but with the 60-vote rule in the Senate, they might. And it appears that they are prepared to do that.
Yeah, and in the column, you give sort of a test run of the statements that Arizona's representatives used in arguing against the DREAM Act bill, sort of conflating it with immigration amnesty in general. But again, that's where you see some risk, that you think the public sees the two in a different way.
There's just a gigantic difference between children who were brought here illegally while they were children and grew up in this country and have no culpability with the initial legal violation of our immigration laws that caused them to be here, and adults who consciously made the decision to violate our immigration laws to be here. Now, I happen to believe even they should get amnesty. But in terms of those who want to oppose giving legal status to dreamers, to conflate them with illegal immigration generally, which our House Republican members, Andy Biggs, Paul Gosar, and Debbie Lesko, plainly did in their public statements announcing their opposition, is, I think, an obvious mistake in terms of advancing what should be a powerful argument. We should reward people for illegal behavior. Well, dreamers don't fall into that category, and applying that argument to dreamers, I think, undermines the power of that argument generally, and frankly, casts doubt about its sincerity.
Yeah, then we'll see what happens when the House bill gets to the Senate, because then with the 60-vote rule in place, as we've discussed, there's been this notion to get rid of the filibuster. We'll see if that has any traction if this DREAM Act bill will be the one that maybe has the Senate change its rules. But that's probably a topic for another day.
Well, it certainly, I think, has the most compelling moral authority if the Democrats want to address that issue.